Good morning. Today we're going to do a little mobility flow and then some few exercises that you can do at home with just a bench. Whiskey's very excited to join us today. Okay, so we're going to start with some of my favorites. You're going to come to the end of your mat. We're going to drop our chin to our chest and nice and slowly drop our hands to the floor. Very slowly walk out into a plank. Let's keep your heels down on the floor as long as you can, so you're getting a very nice hamstring stretch here. So we're going to be back into our plank. Shoulders are over our wrists in line with our elbows. Heels are over our toes. From here, we're going to take our legs straight up and draw it into the knee. And we're going to do 10 reps here. So puffing up through the upper back and chest. And then we're going to switch sides. This is a very dynamic mountain climber exercise. Getting the body ready to work. Starting to sweat. Good. And then from there, we're going to come into a downward dog, tucking the elbows under, hips are up, and just pedaling our feet out. And then we're going to bend both knees, push up through the heels, and play around with what feels good for you here. And then you can slide yourself back into your plank. We're then going to walk right back up to our feet and just kind of hang in a fold. Let your head hang. And then from there, we're going to walk back into our plank, and we're going to bring our foot to the wrist. And from here, elbow is out to the side, all the way up and down for 4 reps. And then reaching straight up to the ceiling. So we're going to keep our hips square. Knee is again over the ankle. Back leg is straight, very active. And then we're going to pulse the back leg up and down, getting a good stretch through the hip flexors, the quads. You can bring your arms back down to the floor. We're going to straighten both legs. And we're going to do about 4 or 5 of these guys. And then we're going to tap the back knee down and come into our runner's lunge. So you can hold on to your wall. You can use a block. We want both hips facing forward. Glutes are squeezed in pelvic tilt. Nice deep stretch through the hip flexor. And we can hold that for about 30 to 40 seconds. And then we're going to draw our leg out, knee to the side. And if you can, just move this back leg out to the wall. So you're getting a good stretch through the inner parts of your thighs. If you want to take it deeper, you can go onto your elbows. And then we're going to sit back on the heel. Toe comes up. And you can go forward for a few of these. And then when you're done, we're going to hop back up into plank. Again, slowly coming up into downward dog, pedaling feet. And then we're going to come all the way up. And then we'll start the other side. So dropping down into our plank. Foot comes to the side. 2, 3, 4. Reach up to the ceiling. And then we're going to pulse the back leg down. And then we're going to straighten both legs. So bending and straightening. And then down into our runner's lunge. And adjusting so we get a nice deep hip stretch here. And there you have your first flow sequence. So next part of our workout, we're going to come into a crab reach. So you can have your hands forward or even out to the side, whatever's comfortable. We're gonna have both feet on the floor, butt on the floor, and then we're gonna spring up into a reach, lifting hips, looking to the side. So that's a great side body stretch. Upper back stretch. And we're gonna do about 10 of these. If that is a little bit advanced for you, you can also come onto your knees. So you can do it from your knees, just lifting and reaching. Excellent. Now we're going to come into the cat-cow stretch. So we're on all fours. You're going to tuck your chin down, really puff up round through the back, squeeze the bum, tuck that under, and then exhale, make everything long. And we're going to go through 10 of these as well. And we're going to sit back on the heels, draw the bum way back so we're getting a nice low back stretch. Hands are plugged into the floor, actively pushing into your mat. And then our last little stretch we're going to do today is on your back. We're going to take a thread the needle pose. So you're going to have one leg wrapped over the other one, your ankles kind of at the knee. We're going to pick the leg up, grab underneath, and actively open up that leg that's crossed. And then we're just going to pull on the leg, rock the hips up, and get a really deep stretch through the hips. And after about 10 of those, you can put the bottom leg down. This knee is staying open to the side, and we're going to drop both knees to one side, head comes in the other direction to get a really nice hip opener. And then we're going to take the other leg. Same thing, off to the side, head looks over the other shoulder, continuously pulling this knee open so we're getting a really nice stretch. Okay, that was wonderful. So that is a really great stretching mobility sequence you can do to start your day. And then I'm going to add on to this with some exercises that you can do at home. All right, so some basic exercises we can do at home with just a bench. So whiskey is, of course, in our spot as usual. So what we're going to do is do a one-legged squat or sit down on the bench into a forward lunge. So you're going to sit, tap your bum, right back up, front leg comes into lunge. And we're going to really work on balance and control. And we're going to do 10 reps. Ooh. This is my bad leg. So some of you may notice how different it is working out inside without shoes. So it might be a good idea if you need support to have a clean pair of shoes that you can wear in the house when you're doing these exercises. But it is also good to strengthen your feet and your tendons as well. And then of course, if you want, you can add a weight with these, or you can be really careful and really control your squat. All right, so after you've done 10, we're gonna come into dips on the bench. So shoulders are back. We're gonna come down to about 90 degrees, chest is out. Legs can be straight for a harder version, or you can tuck them in to make it a little bit easier. So we're gonna do 12 like that, and then we're gonna go right into 12 push-ups on the bench. So you can adjust your hands to make it harder or easier. If they're closer to you and tucked in, this is gonna be more of a tricep push-up. If they're wider, you're gonna hit your chest. So do your max reps there. And the last one in our little circuit, we're going to do a mountain climber off the bench. Oops, off the bench here. So just coming up into plank position. We're going to come right across and then back. And we're going to do 10 to 12 reps on each side. All right, so you can do that circuit 3 times. And if you're doing that after your little mobility sequence, that's kind of a nice simple workout you can do. Wonderful for these rainy days where you want a good challenge and you need a good sweat. Have a great weekend.